Welcome to Niv-Mizzet. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got one. Oh man, if we had a red source, I would keep on this in a heartbeat. But yeah, this is really clunky. So let's go ahead and mulligan. And yeah, we can keep on this one. That's going to be, yeah, we'll make this work. Snapcaster. We did put one card on the bottom. Let's just go ahead and put City of Brass on the bottom. And hopefully we can, yeah, I think that's the one we want to go for. It'll be triple blue, but yeah, that's fine. We'll put City of Brass on the bottom. And let's go and lead off with Misty. Let's go and crack Misty. Let's grab ourselves a blue-red source. Let's grab a Steam Vents. I have that coming to play tap. That way I don't forget about it. Whenever we start covering our commanders, you like to play 2 life? No, we are good. And then we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Niv-Mizzet. There you go. You can see him now. Niv-Mizzet, this spell can't be countered flying. Whenever you draw a card, Niv-Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. Then, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Playing against Rhys the Redeemed. Rhys, Reese's Pieces, I cannot remember. I always get it. I'm always like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And then I'm always wrong. So, I can't remember. But we're going to go with Rhys for the video. Rhys, the Redeemed, we have a 3 mana activation. Create a 1/1 green and white elf warrior creature token. Then for a 6 mana activation, for each creature token that you control, create a token that is a copy of that creature. And opponent's going to go for the new art Temple Garden, which looks really good. I like it. We do have Arcane Denial. So depending on what they get down, we might end up going for Arcane Denial. But at least we did draw into Thirst for Knowledge. So that way we can get some nice card advantage. Do we want to cash in an Arcane Denial? And yeah, I think that's fine, because that'll get it back up to 3, and that'll just kind of mess some stuff up. And they do get to cash into card draw, but at least we're going to go for a little bit of a tempo play. Send it back to the commands. I don't know how heavy of a token hand they have, but at least if they spend the complete next turn recasting Rhys the Redeemed. That's one of the things about him, is that, you get him down, get those activations going, it's pretty good. But when you have to pay 3 or even 5 mana for him, it's not that enticing, depending on how you have your deck built set up. So, all right, Pope's going to cash in 2 card draw. We do hit Legacy off of that, so at least be able to shuffle a card in. And now we do need to find at least one more red source to get down Niv-Mizzet. So let's go Mountain. Yeah, I think that's good. So we have a couple different options. We have Intuition, which is certainly a great card. 3 cards, reveal them, put them into your graveyard. And I think we might... Let's see how we want to go for this. So we end up going for Thirst for Knowledge. We can draw 3 cards. We definitely do that on our opponent's turn. We have Legacy to shuffle something back in. Now, since we do have Snapcaster in our hand, we can actually set up a really nice Intuition. But at this point, if we want to set up a little bit of a better Intuition, it's almost like we want to maybe grab some sort of artifact ramp just to get a little bit ahead on mana. Because basically, once you get down Niv-Mizzet and anybody cast an instant or sorcery, you are good to go. But let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Let's give a shout out to MTGOTraders. If you want to get into Eternal Magic, whether it's Commander, Modern, Legacy, Penny Dreadful, whatever sort of fun options you want to play, MTGOTraders will certainly take care of you depending on whatever card needs you have. So we have Gurk, Wild Speaker coming down, untap up to 2 target lands. Yeah... We don't have enough for Snapcaster. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to have to let that go down, and we'll end up going for Intuition, I think. And also, shout out to inkgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT, or click on the link down in the description below to get 10% off your order and help the channel at the same time. And you get a cool custom playmat. So, it's always pretty cool. And I've got a couple different playmat designs. Hopefully, by the time this video comes out, I've got the Scry, the Scurry. I've got a Gonti Gold Knuckles playmat. I've got a Church of Athreos playmat. Got a Unesh playmat. And a Ravnica Zombie playmat. So, if any of those float your boat, be sure to head down there and kind of check them out. And show off at your next Friday Night Magic. And also, I started a Patreon. So if you want to contribute to that, you certainly can. Any Patreon contributions go a lot further than YouTube revenue, even just $3 a month. That goes really far. But if you don't, no problem. You don't have to. You don't even have to give me an explanation. It's just there if you want to. But if you do, much obliged. Now it is officially free time. Let's have some fun. So we've got Thirst for Knowledge. We can try to draw, or Intuition. Yeah, let's go Intuition. We're going to choose our opponent, because with Snapcaster, we'll kind of see how we want to split this one up. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of artifact ramp, so we can actually grab 3 artifacts. But if we want to really take advantage of Snapcaster, maybe grabbing something like Brainstorm, that might even be a better option. So, in fact, I think we might end up going just kind of for a cantrip pile. So let's get this popped out just a little bit. Let's go for Brainstorm. Yeah, I like that, because we can go for that out of the graveyard. Do we have... Yeah, we do have Mission Briefing. So let's grab Mission Briefing, and let's grab one more cantrip. something like chart a course. Yeah, frantic search, that would be good. So we're going to just go for a nice value pile. Click OK. We have some good graveyard redundancy with mission briefing. We have a good free spell of frantic search. And if they just give us brainstorm, you know, get to draw 3 cards and put some stuff back. So all right, there they go. So they throw brainstorm and intuition, or brainstorm and mission briefing into the graveyard. So we will certainly take that. Let's draw 2 reliquary tower. I think at this point, yeah, let's just go for a straight up frantic search, because we want to draw a couple cards and then re-untap these lands. Then we can figure out how we're going to set this up. Ooh, Dawson of Perfection. Okay, so let's discard Legacy, and also we can recast some of these spells with Snapcaster, which I think at this point, yeah, as much as I want to hold on to Thirst for Knowledge, I like getting down Dawson of Perfection. So we're going to discard those, untap these 3 lands. We go for Manamo, and then let's go Hedron Archive, and that will kind of open us up on mana. We still need to get 2 more colored sources for Niv-Mizzet, blue and a red source, to get that down, but at least we can kind of force, get down Dawson of Perfection, and then Snapcaster on something like another Intuition, or something like that. It'll really kind of help us push this game plan. We did cover both commanders, cover sponsors. It is officially free time. We can have some fun. Now, if you haven't seen Niv-Mizzet, I haven't recorded Niv-Mizzet with a ton, but this is pretty much a straightforward, just kind of a blue-red, almost kind of like a mid-range control deck is what I put it at. You know, we're trying to get as much value from cards like Dawson of Perfection. We get down Dawson of Perfection, and then we can just do what we normally want to do. And once you get these blue wizard tokens on the battlefield, and you get it to flip. And the cool thing about it, you know, you just run Snapcaster, and Niv-Mizzet is a dragon himself, dragon wizard. So once you have 3 or more wizards, you get to transform Dawson of Perfection, and then it gives it a nice little, it makes your Niv-Mizzet a 7/6, and just a whole assortment of stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing that we're going for. I'm pretty sure, do we have metallurgic summoning? No, we don't have metallurgic summonings in here. Kind of relying a little bit more on the creatures. We do have erratic Cyclops too, which is another fun one. All right, we've got Primetime coming down. We've got his big, dumb, ugly head on the battlefield, so they're going to be able to grab a few more lands. And if you're watching, you're sitting there saying, well, I thought this was banned. It is banned in regular Commander, but what I'm recording this game in is the 1 versus 1 Commander format on Magic Online. So it is very slightly different for the most part. Everything's the same except for a few key cards, like Primetime is unbanned for some reason. Grizzleband is unbanned for some reason. I mean, that's just, there's like 10 cards that should be banned, but for some reason they were like, hey, this sounds pretty good. Let's let Magic 1 versus 1 people suffer from that. So I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna go Dawson of Perfection. This is gonna be 1, 2, 3, and as much not super wild about going for Force of Will, but if something nutty does happen, we definitely would use Force of Will on Primetime. But hopefully we can start to cash in a few more wizard tokens and then go from there. Worst case scenario, we'll probably end up going Snapcaster on Brainstorm next turn, or something like Intuition, just to get a little bit of card flowing into our hand. Now, once we do get on Niv-Mizzet, that's when the card draw really starts to happen, and that can really build up some nice stuff. Outside of the kind of token enablers in the deck, like I mentioned, we have Erratic Cyclops, which is just a fun Izzet card. I think it's like a 0/4 or something. I can't remember what its actual power, 0/8 maybe? Let me look that up. That's going to bother me if I don't look that up. But it's one of those things where you start casting some spells. Let me see, Erratic Cyclops. Yeah, it's a 0/8, I was right. Trample. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, opponent's going to go for Johnny Unyielding. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library, put all non-land permanents into your hand, exile target creature. Yeah, I think we don't want them to exile Dawson of Perfection, so we're going to go Force of Will. Let's go ahead and pay 1 life. We're going to counter a Johnny and exile Snapcaster Mage. As much as I didn't want to do that, if they end up going -2 on Dawson, we just have no more board state, and it's going to be hard for us to really get anything done at all. So we'll just pray to the magic gods that we hit some card draw. But yeah, with Erratic Cyclops, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is that spell's converted to mana cost. So let's say that we had Erratic Cyclops on the battlefield, we cast Force of Will, makes it a 5/8. I don't know. I always enjoy Cyclops. I feel like they're pretty cool, and there's some really cool Cyclops art in the new set. I can't remember which card it is, but I was kind of getting my list together of card art that I needed to edit for the upcoming set, and I saw that and I was like, hey, that looks pretty good. But yeah, so we've got the token enablers in the deck, and we've got fun cards like Erratic Cyclops. We've got Gutter Snipe in here, where if we cast an instant or sorcery, that's going to be 2 damage up top. So really, there's just an entire, do we want to trade Dawson? with the wizard token for prime time. That is a tough choice. If they have any sort of pump spell or regeneration spell, then that is a huge loss for us. Yeah, is that what we want to do? They get a few extra lands down. No, but let's risk it. I mean, more than likely, if they've just got a heroic intervention, that is so bad for us if they end up getting prime time. And maybe we could have blocked on prime time, but I don't really like making that trade. It's just, maybe it goes through, maybe it doesn't, but I'm not a huge fan of it, so wouldn't be good. But yeah, so we've got gutter sniping here that way, keeping on theme of, just having as much overlapping synergy as possible and just casting instant or sorcery. So you can see we have Niv-Mizzet, gutter snipe, Dawson, we have all of these on the battlefield. Makes for some good magic. All right, so we do run into Worn Powerstone. I think at this point we need to get some card draw going. As much as I don't want to sack Hedron Archive, we need to do this. So Ponder and then Mana Drain. Okay. Now we can go, if we end up going Ponder, yeah, let's set it. Let's leave up Mana Drain because that'll give us a little bit of extra mana. We can go for Worn Powerstone next turn. Now, we haven't made the land drop, so we can go Ponder to try to hit the land drop, and that keeps us off Mana Drain. But I feel like if we don't hit the blue source, that's not going to be good. Yeah, let's just go and pass the turn. Let's kick it back over there. Yeah, I think we're okay, because we want to, if we can go Mana Drain, then we can get rid of that. That would be pretty good. So let's get this pop down just a little bit. There we go. That one kind of see what's going on. See the board state just a little bit better. Ooh, it actually... Yeah, they passed the turn. We should have swung in. I'm sorry. We should have swung with Dawson to Perfection. I think their commander was covering it, and I didn't see it. Yeah, we should have swung in this last turn with Dawson to try to keep Gurk Wildspeaker in check. So we're going to go for that next turn if they don't end up going for... Yeah, there they go, for the -2. Sorry about that. Sometimes when you're talking about the deck and different things, and if something's covering something up, it's just hard to catch it with the eyes sometimes. So next turn, we'll at least go and force the issue with Dawson of Perfection. And they're going to go, oh yeah, we're definitely going to counter that. That is not what we want to see. That'd be too big of a tempo swing. Now we're getting to the point to where we do have at least 2 wizards on the battlefield. That'll be 3 extra mana when we get down. So worst case, next turn, we're at least looking at a free Worn Powerstone. And then we can still try to start swinging in at Gurk Wildspeaker. Even if we do get Dawson of Perfection to flip, if we can turn these wizards into some Delvers of Secrets, then that'll be another way we can try to keep Gurk Wildspeaker in check too. Okay, so we're going to have Wolfblood come down. Other creatures, greens, get +1 white, +1, and then get a legendary creature token. Yeah, that's fine. That's not too bad with 6 mana. That does put us at a prime time for a 7/7. And with them completely tapped out, if they swing... Okay, they're not going to swing in with prime time. Nothing has reach, so we'll still probably try to keep a Gurk Wildspeaker in check this next turn. Yeah, like I mentioned, I hate when stuff like that happens, but... sometimes you just get wrapped up in commentary trying to explain something, and it's just the nature of the beast with videos like this. So we have expansion and explosion, which we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to give us 4 cards to draw. We can blast Total Smear if we want to keep Gurk Wildspeaker in check. We could. That would be not a bad thing to do at all. That's going to get the Dawson to flip. The only downside is that's not going to take care of prime time right away. But we don't have to worry about that too much. Or if we want to get rid of the tribal effect from Wolfblood, I think that would be pretty good. So, yeah, that's a good sequencing on Mana Drain. We got lucky on that because that's going to give us a little bit extra card draw. That'll put us in a position where we go for Ponder and then try to keep a Gurk Wildspeaker in check. Okay, so we're going to get that 3 mana. Yeah, let's go for this. We're going to choose Wolfblood. And we're going to draw the cards. Okay, so we're going to go for Explosion for 4. This is going to be an additional wizard token. And then I think this is, yeah, this is just going to trigger straight up right now. And that's going to allow us to at least kind of take care of Gurk Wildspeaker. All right, so they're going to cycle a land to see if they can't find something. That's going to be 4 damage. That's going to make it a 6/5, 3/2, 3/2. Oh, look at that. Now, unfortunately, we do whiff on the land that comes into play untapped, but now we're finally getting to the point to where we can go for Niv-Mizzet. So let's go Spire Bluff Canal. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped. Let's go final iteration at Gurk Wildspeaker. And we'll swing in at our opponent. Yeah, that's a little bit of a misplay earlier, but Magic's about learning from your mistakes and bouncing back from them. So hopefully we don't that doesn't come back to bite us. But at least we're going to take care of Gurk Wildspeaker now, and that puts him down to 25. and then we'll go and pass the turn. So finally, we run into Gutter Snipe. I was talking about him earlier, so we can get down Gutter Snipe. And at this point, with this final iteration, yeah, we can still keep these wizard tokens going. So next turn, oh, unless they get Lingified down, that's a bummer. And does that get rid of? No, it still keeps our. No, it turns them back into 1/1 wizards. So we're dang it, that's a bummer. At least we got to take care of Gurk Wildspeaker. That was pretty cool. But unfortunately, it's going to turn all of our little wizards into 1/1 dudes. They're going to go for Parallel Lives. Now, actually, if we end up going, I was thinking about going for Pongify on Primetime, but that's going to give them with Parallel Lives. That's going to give them a few extra tokens. So that's not exactly what we want to see. Do we have a return spell? I always forget that we need to get, especially for scenarios like Lingify, I always remember that we need to get some sort of way to send something back to a hand, and I don't think we do. I'm looking right now, and it doesn't look like we do, so that's a little bit of a bummer on my side of my deck building. Then we have something to bounce it back. Well, I guess technically Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, we can use Cyclonic Rift. So if we end up finding Cyclonic Rift, we can bounce Lingify back to the hand, and depending on how many tokens we get down, that'd be another way for us to kind of maybe kind of close the game out, or at least if we build them up enough. So at least Cyclonic Rift is going to be the bounce back. Now we can swing in with Primetime sitting at a 7/7. Yeah, we'll go and let that go through. We still, as much as that I want to, might end up going for Pongify on Primetime with Parallel Lives. Not wild about it. There's going to be a couple 3/3s, but that Primetime, they keep making land drops. That's going to be really hard for us to do anything. Okay, so we're still sitting on Niv-Mizzet. Can't get it down just yet. So we go Gilded Lotus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to give us 4 extra mana. That'll kind of force like a Gutter Snipe line of play to go for. Yeah, but we'll do this. If we're going to be setting up, we'll go Gilded Lotus. Then we can add triple blue to our mana pool. We could end up going Fact or Fiction if we want to go 5 cards. Ponder will give us the opportunity at least to kind of try to make the land drop. So let's do that. Let's go let's go for Ponder. That's going to be Counterspell, Fire Diamond, and then Mountain. Actually, we don't mind Mountain because that'll allow us to get the land drop down. We could shuffle it away, but that'll finally be the last red source that we need. No, I don't want to shuffle a library. Oh, dang it. I guess we accidentally drew into Counterspell. I didn't mean to go for that. We'll just go for Worn Power Stone. I thought we'd put Mountain on top. And apparently it was just Counterspell or something like that. All right, so anything else? I guess we'll simply just go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah, so at least now, finally, we can get down Niv-Mizzet. So we go for Niv-Mizzet next turn. That'll put us in going for Pongify to cash in a little bit of extra card draw. We are getting a little bit tight with this Primetime swinging in on our life total. And especially a few of these other creatures. We can chump block with a few of these wizards, but I think at this point we're going to have to go for Niv-Mizzet. So let's say we go triple blue off Gilded Lotus, and then we go triple red. That still gives us 1, 2, just a little bit of extra mana to kind of work with. They're going to go for immediately just go for the -3 on Gurk to draw a bunch of more cards. It's basically going to refuel their hand. So let's see what they end up getting down. Okay, they're going to go for Path of Discovery, which whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it explores. Okay. They're going to go for Cloud Goat Ranger, enters the battlefield, create 3/1/1 Kithkin Warrior. Oh, look at that, especially with Parallel Lives. This is nasty. So we are definitely on the Cyclonic Rift game plan, or even just finding something like Mystical Tutor. I think the 2 lands are on top. We're going to land in like a Fire Diamond, if that is still correct. So unfortunately, we can't do anything with that. So pretty much our game plan right now is there's no haste option, but next turn when they untap, it's not going to be good. So we're going to try to at least go for Fact or Fiction next turn. Thought about going for Niv, but that's going to be really hard for us to survive next turn with simply just Niv on the battlefield. Okay, so we got Primetime swinging across. So they're going to grab 2 more lands. And it's going to put us all the way down to 7. And then we run into that Fire Diamond. Yeah, I guess I just accidentally put those back in the backwards order that we wanted. So it's going to be Fire Diamond. Let's go and try to jam this Fact or Fiction. That's going to put us on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I thought one of those was going to be Cyclonic Rift. So we've got this pile right. Not the best pile, but we can at least grab these. But yeah, it looks like our opponent's going to get in on this one because there's basically no combination of cards that we can assemble that would get us out from distance. So we're going to choose this one. It's going to go underhand. We'll get down Mountain for the turn. We'll go Niv-Mizzet just to say that we got him down. But unfortunately, we were kind of stuck on colored sources. A little bit limited. That's the only downside to playing Niv-Mizzet is that once you get down Niv-Mizzet, Niv-Mizzet. It is a very, very strong card. But if you can't get him down and start cashing in some of those card draw instant and sorceries, then it just you kind of bottleneck. And that Lingify by our opponent was wonderfully timed. That was a great way to really kind of stomp us down. Really huge tempo swing for them, because you turn 3/3/2 flyers or 3/2 flyers into 1/1 just human wizards. That basically almost just kind of cancels out your entire board state. Now, opponent's going to go for a Swords to Plowshare on Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and go for a counter spell and cash in a little bit extra card draw. Who knows? Get this popped out just a little bit better so you can kind of see what's going on. But they still should be able to kind of close it out with all these extra creatures. And we're going to deal 1 damage because there's nothing with 1 out there. Guess we'll go for Redeemed. We can deal 1 damage to Redeemed and then go for another damage this last whenever we cash in this card draw. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. But, yep, our opponent's going to be able to do a little bit quicker than we do. You can definitely see where Parallel Lives in a token deck like this can really amplify it, or even something like Cloud Goat Ranger. You can be on a ton of Kithkin Soldiers, then close the game out. But yeah, we tried to get it going, but unfortunately our opponent's going to get this one. So good game to our opponent. You did get to see what this deck is capable of, you know, what we're trying to do. Niv-Mizzet, Final Iteration, Gutter Snipe. That's the game plan, but they're able to close it out. So good game to our opponent. All right, so good game to our opponent. They're going to be able to swing it in, knock us down to -44. So good game. Unfortunately, they were able to get it. You can see we're prime time, man. Just in 1 versus 1, getting extra land drops down every single turn. It's just really hard to keep up with that. And then the fact that we couldn't get down, you know, we are playing a commander that's triple blue, triple red, so that is a disadvantage in deck building. But unfortunately, we were able to hit that last color source to get down Niv and start cashing in some card draw. But good game to our opponent. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.